We're talking baseball. Russ Davis and Pinella, Mariners baseball. Tino, Bobby Ayala.
You're listening to Mariners Magazine.
Your inside connection to Seattle Mariners baseball.
On the Mariners Radio Network.
And welcome back to the Mariners Magazine here on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Mariners getting ready to take on the Texas Rangers. Game number 162, the curtain dropper as opposed to the lid lifter. And it's time for what has turned into one of my favorite segments, Sundays with Dave. And hello, Dave Niehaus. How are you?
Vinnie, how are you this morning on closing day? You know, I just did a show, my final show with Don Wakamatsu, and I said on closing day I usually use the Huey Lewis in the News phrase, you know, this is it. He had a big hit like that, and I said, last year when I mentioned that, I was really glad this was it. This year I'm not. I mean, I think the clock got them more than anything else. The way they've got momentum going and everything, and I'd like to play another couple weeks, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, boy, you just get the feeling that if you had another week or two on this season, you know, with Junior getting hot, with Sweeney heating up like he did, with the pitching the way it is, you know, that's probably and when we talk about baseball analogizing with life, there just wasn't enough time.
As you say, by any yardstick, this has been an incredibly successful season. When you consider what happened last year, we started off in Minnesota, when that series went to Oakland, swept that series, and then you started really getting the good feeling. Then along came a bumpy road in May, which was really the only month, you know, where they've kind of stubbed their toe. And they've been 500 or better every month since then.
Yeah, it really has been. It's been fun to be at the ballpark this year. And that's the thing that has struck me, of how much fun it has been for fans, how much fun it's been for the media, us to cover the game, the announcers, and for the players. They're having fun.
I think one of the main reasons it's been fun for anybody who follows the Mariners is because of Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah.
He is out here to have fun. Ever since he was a 19-year-old kid, he said, I'm out here to play the game, to have fun. He shows it. He exudes it with that smile, with the way he plays the game. He can no longer go get a ball like he used to, no longer can throw like he used to, can't hit like he used to, although on occasions you will see flashes of that. But he has been an incredible addition to this ball club again. I pray he comes back.
Yeah, I really do, too. I think that it's just, it's been, you know, what he has lost in speed and what he has lost in his step, he has gained in wisdom and leadership. And really, that has been something, and you've watched him longer than I have in the years that I've watched him. Just, you watch somebody grow up. How can you beat that, watching somebody turn from a kid into a man?
Where'd those 10 years go? You know, where it was gone. You know, it really, I mean, 2 years ago, I think the die was cast when Cincinnati came here, and there was a complete love fest for 3 days.
Yeah.
He had a couple home runs in the last game. Mariners still won the game. And I just knew that he was going to end his career here. And I hope it's not this year.
I hope he comes back, too. I think it would be nice to have him back, to give him and the fans an opportunity to come out to the ballpark, for him to say goodbye around the league, for fans to come out as well. Let's talk about Ichiro a little bit. I mean, he's another spectacular story this year, and I just think, man, you know, we are watching just something spectacular every day we come to the ballpark and see Ichiro.
Well, you do every year that Ichiro comes out here. He's done things that nobody else has ever done. You know, Junior, in his chat with Shannon, said, I expect 300 hits next year, you know. I expect 150 hits. Expect 150 hits by the All-Star break. And that's Junior. But Ichiro has responded to Junior, too. That's the reason there was a much happier clubhouse down there, I think. That's the reason that Ichiro has always got a smile on his face. You know, Ichiro's had all these great years, and very rarely did you see him smile.
Yeah.
This year you've seen him smile a lot.
Yeah.
And that's the Junior influence.
When you see a guy go out there, and he's played the World Baseball Classic, he's played 160 or whatever, 140-something games here this year because of injury. When you see a guy go out there in the 162nd game of the year and do his stretches and everything out in the outfield, that tells you something about a guy, doesn't it?
Yeah. You know, into the World WBC, you know, he had that ulcer problem.
Yeah.
Couldn't play for the first 8 games, and then picked it right up where he left off and ended up getting all these base hits. He's truly one of history's greatest ball players.
What's been your favorite moment this year? What's the one that'll stick in your head this year?
I don't know. I think the return of Junior probably in Minnesota, he hit the home run. Then the welcome that he got here. But maybe the moment I'll remember most is Ichiro hitting that home run off Mariano Rivera to beat him. Nobody hits home runs off Mariano Rivera to beat him in a ball game. And you know, Langerhans home runs, too.
Yeah.
Here's a guy nobody knows anything about. He wins a couple of games with walk-offs. I didn't realize that Ichiro had never had a game where he won a game with a walk-off, and he had 2 of them back-to-back games this year.
That's unbelievable.
You know, and it's just phenomenal. I'm going to miss coming out to the ballpark.
Yeah, it really is going to be a long winter in the sense that we've kind of, you come and you get in your car and you want to come to the ballpark and you want to be here. You want to see the family, all the people that are here. And, when it goes away, when the sun sets on that, it's a little sad. It's a sad day in a lot of ways. But today you have Felix Hernandez going for the Cy Young Award, maybe, if he can win today. And with a little bit of help and, with some of the writers, who knows, right?
Who do you like in the playoffs?
You know what? I know I'm going to blaspheme here, but I would love to see a Dodgers-Yankees World Series. I would like to see an old-time, throwback. And I know people say Cardinals and Tigers, but we had Cardinals and Tigers a few years ago. I would like to see the Dodgers and the Yankees and see Joe Torre come back and just whip the Yankees. Just whip them. How about you?
I think that would be. I think, quite frankly, that really would be a dream series. I think probably the Cardinals have the best ball club in the National League, and that would be a classic, too. After all, St. Louis has won more pennants in the National League than anybody else has.
Right, the 1964 series, Johnny Keane.
More world championships.
Yeah.
So that also would be a classic to have the Yankees play the St. Louis Cardinals in the World Series. But I'm with you. I'd like to see a Yankees-Dodgers World Series.
Okay, the buzz around the ballpark is about Ken Griffey Jr. coming back next year. Now, I already know that you want him to come back. Most people want him to come back. What about Dave Niehaus? Is Dave Niehaus coming back next year?
Of course.
I'm just checking. I want to ask the question so it's out there.
I mean, the Lord may have something to say about that.
I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about that. I mean, obviously, this is still fun for you. Obviously, this is.
I've got a few years left in me, Vinny. I mean, I don't know. Who knows how many, but I'll be back.
Good, because we want to. Because some people ask me, "What about Dave? Is Dave coming back?" He maybe he wants to go to Arizona or something like that, or warmer climates.
I want to go to Arizona. I want to go to Arizona for 6 weeks out of the year.
It gives you something to look forward to in the winter.
That's right. That's right.
So what do you do? What do you do in the off season, Dave? I'll tell you, the travel a lot this year.
I kick back, and I watch the playoffs. I really get in. I don't miss a pitch, quite frankly. I watch the playoffs. After that, I watch football. I look forward to January because every January we always end up going to Hawaii for 3 weeks. But for the most part, it's just being with family, being with my grandkids, going to their soccer games and things like that. Being a family. I don't have much family life, from February until right now. And now I get a chance to be grandpa. Right.
Has this been a neat season? Like now you go through this whole season being the Hall of Famer Dave Niehaus. It's been kind of cool to have that, to have that distinction.
Yeah, it's been nice. You go to different cities and people know who you are. They never did. They're waiting outside the buses for you, waiting outside when you go into stadiums with different things. I don't know where they get all these things for you to sign. I guess in the Hall of Fame, pictures, magazines, blah, 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 and they're waiting for you to sign stuff. I'm happy to do it.
One of the things that I treasure is I have a fan from the Hall of Fame, and it's your first Hall of Fame signature.
Yeah.
I have that thing sitting right up over my desk. And it's the first, remember, I caught you right when you were coming down.
Right.
So could you sign this?
Yeah, and I never got on your show. You had that doggone problem.
I
Remember
know.
that?
Oh,
I was hanging around
Lord.
there. Hanging around there.
Well, at least I got you to sign a couple of things.
Absolutely.
Hey, Dave, I just want to say I've been given a gift this year to be able to come back and do this on Sunday afternoons with you and sit here and just be a part of this family again. You and Kevin and Rick and Dave and everybody else, Shannon and everybody. And I'm thankful for the chance to come back and be part of this again. So thank you for welcoming me back and for all the Sunday conversations with you. They've been fantastic.
Vinnie, Mariner fans have been given the gift to have you back, and it's great to have you.
David, have a good winter.
Thank you.
All right. Sundays with Dave Niehaus. we'll keep an eye on him, make sure he's back here. I'm going to run him around the block a few times and keep him away from the States.
Don't do that. I may not be back.
All right, I'll drive him around the block a few times. All right, when we come back, it's TW3, but as we did with Voices of the Game, played with it a little bit to give you something that I think you're going to really love. Stick around. There's more to come on Mariner Magazine here on the Mariners Radio Network.